We have Mr. Matthew McConaughey now. We have so many celebrities today.
Well, I came back.
Thank you.
I came back. I know
get
you're
to
a
sit
big
next
fan.
to
This is
Matthew
great.
McConaughey.
I'm also here as well, Robert Downey Jr. Here's the deal. Love the show. Love the dress. Love what you're doing. Looks great. Good-looking guy over there. You guys are sexy. Great. Keep it up.
You'll come back.
Jarvis, can I get the suit, please? That's great.
You'll come back for us, Mr. McConaughey?
I'll be right back, sure.
Hey, are you making any money with that on YouTube?
You know, you can make some money on the YouTube.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, the YouTube Partner Program. If your videos, it's true. It's crazy. You can make, every time someone clicks an ad on your video, as long as your video doesn't have,
ching.
and the money rolls in. I mean, it's not that easy,
Right.
but it can be. It can be. There's kids, like I said, there's kids that make six figures.
You have a strong take on making it in comedy today, Josh. Do you really need an agent to make it?
No, you know what? I'm going to read you a quote from Patton Oswalt, one of my favorite comics.
Please do.
He's actually the voice of Remy the Rat from the movie Ratatouille. Here's a guy that's been in comedy for years and years, right? And now he's doing voices in animated films. He's parlayed his career into many different directions. But he was at the Montreal Comedy Festival, huge, the biggest comedy festival in the world. And he was talking about people making it in this day and age.
Right.
And he says, not being lucky and not being given are no longer going to define your career as a comedian and as an artist. A lot of you out there, you, for instance, the person I'm writing to, your podcast is amazing. Your videos on your YouTube channel are getting better and better, every single one that you make, just like when we did open mics, better and better every week. So he's basically saying the middleman doesn't exist anymore. You don't have to. Nope. It's not like, go down to the club tomorrow night, the Cabana Club. The manager, Joey, he wants to see you do 5 minutes, and then he'll decide. It's like, hey, Joey just watched your video on YouTube. He's going to give you a 30-minute spot on Comedy Central. That's how it works now.
Yeah, the world is your oyster. I mean, if you're aggressive and you understand the tools, guys, you can do, you're unlimited. That's basically what you're saying.
Yes, understand the tools, be aggressive, know how to use this stuff, but also, it still counts for something, thankfully, to be good at what you do. You've got to have that ability. Although, in the case of the Kardashians, okay, that's an anomaly, but I'm just saying. But yeah, I think things have changed. I think things are even better now because you do have more opportunity to put your stuff out there.
Yep.
And it definitely happens.
Strategically. You still got the talent of doing one thing, but you need to really focus on how you strategically reach that 100 million mark, like some of these kids that are getting pulled onto the movies.
Yeah.
They figured it out.
Wow.
Don't ask me why. Is that talent? Would you say that's talent?
I think the kids are more marketing savvy now.
Yep.
They really are. They're just born knowing how that works.
Right.
And I had to struggle. I'm 37, and I'm like, I can't get any views on my YouTube, but I'm on TV. That's fine.
Partner with those guys.
Yeah. And people email me and say, hey, we should do a video together. And I'm like, look, kid, I'm on TV. Yeah, you need more views. No, why? But it's kind of true.
Josh, you recently posted a video as Robert De Niro celebrating his own birthday. What inspired you to do that?
Yes, that is correct.
On your own?
Thank you. Thank you. It was my birthday, 69 years old.
Happy birthday, Mr. De Niro.
Thank you.
You're 69.
Thank you.
Robert De Niro, very bad on radio, breathes directly into the microphone. Yeah, so here's a good example of marketing. Robert De Niro's birthday is coming up. I do a De Niro impression. I do it in Vegas. I do it everywhere. Everyone knows my De Niro. I thought, okay, I'm going to make a video, Robert De Niro's birthday party. I grabbed my camera. Since I have a video background, I knew how to shoot it. I have a monitor. I bought a little birthday cake. I improvised for 30 minutes. I cut it together with my editing software because I know how to do that, and I posted it. And in like a couple days, it had 10,000 hits or whatever.
Wow,
it was.
Yeah, I saw it. You're like a schizophrenic. You become all these different.
Oh,
characters.
I am schizophrenic.
Right,
yeah,
right.
The ladies
Personalities. That's what it takes.
Yeah, that's what you got to be. You got to be crazy, folks. You got to be crazy. But yeah, so that's an example. Bane was another one. Bane from Batman.
Yes, hello there. I'm Bane. Your punishment must be more severe.
What was that?
Forget it.
I did a video of Bane saying that he was tired of Craig Ferguson being in repeats.
How do you get away with using these voices, and what do the actors say to you?
Well, Morgan Freeman loves it. Morgan Freeman comes up to me every time he's on the Late Late Show. Literally, it's crazy. He'll walk over to me and say, Josh, how are you? Nice to see you. Boy, it's outstanding when you do my voice. That is something else. Boy, oh boy.
He could retire.
Yeah, no, he said, you're my vocal doppelganger. But you know what? Legally, good question. If you're doing impressions, as long as it's just comedy and parody, it's fine.
Right.
But if you're trying to sell something, the commercials I do in the UK where I use Morgan Freeman's voice, Morgan Freeman gets paid to not be in the commercial.
Right.
I'm sitting pretty. Because if they had him in the commercial, they'd have to pay him 10 times the amount they're paying him to not be in it. That's a position you want to be in.
Okay, let's monetize that. How do we get more to stay out so we can get you in?
I got Robert De Niro working on that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I got a couple of guys.
How come the Late Late Show doesn't promote your name, Josh Robert Thompson?
Boy, we're getting deep. We're getting deep here on the Business Experience Show. You know, that's kind of the element of magic. I think when you think about the Muppets, you think about Kermit the Frog.
Right.
I mean, I knew that it was Jim Henson. Like when I was a kid, I watched the credits and I'm like, who's Frank Oz? Who's Jerry Nelson?
Right.
Just passed. We just lost Jerry. He was the Count.
Yeah.
He's a wonderful
The
performer.
same for Elmo. Like when you finally see who's
Kevin
Elmo's
Clash.
voice. It's
Kevin Clash is this, huge, African American guy. Hey man, what's going on? I'm Elmo. Yeah, sure you are. Anyway, you know what? I think it's just to keep the mystique.
Right.
Jeff Peterson is Jeff Peterson. And then I'll just get my own show.
Your website, JRT Voices, seems to have been taken over by podcasts.
Yeah, the podcast, the Poking Around podcast. That's a show I do with my buddy John Mariano. John Mariano was on Animaniacs. He played Bobby Pigeon. He's been on Sopranos. He's a great guy. Anyway, we do like this vaudeville. We do like Martin and Lewis, Firesign Theater. How you doing? I'm 100 years old. These are all my references. But that's the kind of show we're doing. We just started season 2. It's on iTunes. It's on my website. And I love doing this show with this guy.
Josh, how are you taking all this talent and turning it into a business? You've been doing it since you're 5.
Yeah.
You're 37 now. What are you doing to monetize? I mean, build your business. Do you find that difficult?
No, not anymore. I think the key here is to definitely have a manager in your corner. I have a great guy.
And that really helps.
It really helps because you can do so much on your own. You really can, but to a point. This guy understands what I do. He understands the industry. He's been in it for many years as a manager. He's got big guys that he works with.
How do you go about if someone is in your position and is an actor, does voices? What advice would you give to someone?
Why did it take you so long to get a manager?
Well, I think I could have hurried up on that myself. I think I kind of was dragging my feet on that. But I also think that I was putting together a good reel or a good sampling of my work. I don't think I had enough under my belt to really go to the guy that I wanted to go to and say, hey, let's do something now. I think I have enough experience now. Because now I'm to a point in comedy where I can see something and say, yes, that works, or no, it doesn't.
Right.
That's a great ability to have.
Right.
And so my manager, he knows that. And he's like, we're going to have you write a book. We're going to do a show. We're going to do this, that, and the other thing. He knows what to do. And he knows who to call to make that happen.
So that must be very comforting now with your career.
It is. I mean, you still have to do the work as a performer.
Sure.
You do your work. You do the creative aspect. And your manager takes care of, setting up gigs and things for you. That's important.
Oh, absolutely.
You have to have that. I mean, every one of these YouTube people, YouTube is brilliant because you think a lot of these homegrown kids that are making all this money on YouTube came out of nowhere. You're going to find that a lot of those people already had managers and production companies putting their things together to make it look like they came out of nowhere.
Right.
To get more people using YouTube, which gets more ad traffic. It's brilliant.
Right.
It's really brilliant.
They've turned it into a business.
They've done very well.
Their mom, their dad, they've got production managers come to those guys when they see their traffic increase on that site. Josh, I would recommend highly that you start optimizing your own videos and come up with targeted messages for your clients and the audience so that it helps you get there. Now, I don't know how you're going to get 7 million to 100 million in the next few weeks. You got some work to do.
You know what? I think that the new video coming up is probably going to give us 200 million.
Yeah.
I think so. I got a really good idea that's coming up.
And you want to share that?
I can't share it because some kid in, Pawtucket's going to take it.
It's my idea, bro.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
When you post your videos, you go beyond the usual YouTube channel and really target some specific audiences. What are some of the other outlets you use?
Funnyordie.com.
Okay.
That's run by Will Ferrell and his director, Adam McKay. Those guys run that site. And that's another site where you've got a little older crowd that is more open-minded and a little intellectual, and they really get comedy. And you get a chance to be seen by some pretty big people over there. That's one place. Obviously, your Facebook and your Twitter. It gets exhausting, but it's great to just keep putting it out to the... Now, the other thing is to stay in touch with people.
Absolutely.
A lot of celebrities don't really communicate personally. I try to. Sometimes it gets scary, believe it. But I do communicate with them. I do answer the fan questions, and they really appreciate that.
Do you have your own social media footprint put in place?
Yeah, I mean, I'm having... Yes, so like right now, my website is going to have... When you go to my website in the next few weeks...
JRTVoices.com.
JRTVoices.com. Right there, it will have all of my... Twitter, Facebook, everything in one spot. So you don't have to go searching all over the place for
Yeah,
it.
but that's great for people to go find your
Right.
messages. But how are you going to communicate back to them once they're on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, those particular
Mr.
sites?
McConaughey's going to do that for you.
Well, I'm sure. I'm
what was I
going to
thinking?
sit there and, all right. I don't have nothing to do. I'm not making any movies right now. So when you're talking to Josh, you're talking to me.
If you set that up right,
Yeah.
whether it's McConaughey or it's you or
Right.
whoever that may be, should only take you about an hour a day to check your messages if it's set up properly.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I know Twitter had something like that a while back I was using, but I would like to have a place where you could just...
There's a dashboard that you can get, and
Is
I'll
there?
share with you after the
Oh,
show.
great.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Yep.
That's beautiful. Like
Put
a
in one
master control.
message, whatever it wants to be, send it out. It goes out to everyone. It'll also allow you to check to see who's actually sent you a message in the same dashboard.
Perfect. That'll cut down on a lot of time. Instead of, I'm going to take off Sunday to answer everybody's question.
That's exactly
Or-
what everyone thinks they need to do.
Yeah, it's
Right.
true.
No, that's really important information. What do you see, Josh, as the next readjustment for your career?
The readjustment.
The readjustment word. I love that word. I've
That's
been
my
using it.
manager's word.
Yes. Tell us about
He's
that.
brilliant.
Do you want to share that?
Listen,
story?
we don't call it a contract renegotiation. We call it a readjustment.
I love that.
I love this guy.
Yeah.
Because renegotiation really does have a negative connotation. The connotation is either you do this or we leave.
Right.
Readjustment is, no, we're not going anywhere. You're going to fix it a little bit. No, the next move...
Readjust or die.
Readjust or die.
Yeah.
That's my new slogan. I have T-shirts for sale at jrtvoices.com. No, listen, the thing is, I'm going to start doing more live comedy, tour, working on an album right now, a couple of comedy albums, and that's what I'm doing. And then also, my own show eventually.
I love that. I love to follow you around. What's your tour going to be like?
It's going to be pretty crazy. It's going to be like the
share?
old, it's going to be the traveling variety show.
Oh, my God.
Conan O'Brien did something wonderful. Conan O'Brien hosted the Tonight Show for about 5 seconds. And when that ended, he decided, instead of laying around and being depressed, to go on tour. And he did. And they made a documentary called Conan O'Brien Can't Stop. And the tour, he basically brought a version of his show on tour. I think that's wonderful. That's like old variety shows of yesteryear, I should say. That's what we're going to do.
That sounds
My
like a
buddy
lot of
John.
work.
Absolutely.
But it
Looking
sounds
forward
fun.
to it. Sounds fun. It sounds great. Invite friends, guests, musical performances. People like that stuff. I
How,
really
how do
think
you
so.
plan on marketing yourself while you're out on the road?
That's
we
a good
need
question.
to drive traffic to that
Yes, we
YouTube
do.
channel.
Well, you tell me.
Cole, how does he do it?
Everywhere he goes, he needs to have some sort of document or sheet or something that has your YouTube, your LinkedIn, your website on it.
Right.
Like a
It's
checklist.
like a business card.
Right.
It's something that you pass out everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Post it in there. Ask the clubs to ask them if they can. You can leave it in there.
Right.
Post it up for you being there. Have them to sign it. Whatever. You want to leave your mark everywhere you can.
In the
If you're-
bathroom.
The bathroom. That's what I
Yeah,
usually do in the
bathroom,
stall.
you
For a
know.
good time, call Josh. All right.
But seriously,
Yeah.
offline you can help market yourself online. It's not just an online audience that you get.
Right.
Those offline.
That's a
So
great question
think
for
about-
people that are like in the celebrity brand position. Josh Robert Thompson. He's a businessman. He's in comedy, and he's a businessman. He's talent. So how do you put that hat on?
I mean, if you're serious, wrap
As-
your car or your bus in it.
What'd you say? If you're serious, what?
Wrap your car with your
Oh,
information.
right. Why not?
Well, I don't think I'm
You
going to
might
go
be-
that far.
you might be
know.
stalked.
It's just
I mean, come on now. I'm already on TV. Not on YouTube, bro. Who's this kid?
yeah, but you don't have enough views.
Yeah, I know. You don't have enough views, but you're making 10 times more than I am. Yeah. Nobody cares. I don't know who this kid is.
There's little known secret outside of Hollywood called ADR. Can you talk about your work with that?
Yeah, ADR, automated dialogue replacement. When you watch a movie on TV, if anybody does anymore, they have a censored version where they replace all the swear
Yeah,
words.
you do that.
They call guys in like me to do
Wait,
that.
to do the swear words or the opposite?
Well, the
I'm
opposite,
kidding.
to clean it up, fudge, that kind of stuff. Now, the other thing is Morgan Freeman. I do a lot of his stuff.
Yeah.
And I just worked on a movie.
Okay, but why would you do his stuff?
A lot of times actors have shot the film maybe a year ago,
Oh,
6 months
and they're
ago,
not
and they're not
available.
available. They're off shooting something else. In fact, I did Mickey Rourke for the first Expendables. We cleaned up with
Wow.
some dialogue.
You did Mickey Rourke?
Yeah, you put your thing up and just start talking like that. It's crazy.
He's got this thing because his face, he went back to boxing after his movie career sort of ended. And he got his face all mashed in. Then he tried to do some cosmetic surgery. oh, he's talking like this. It's crazy. You try to watch The Expendables too. It's indecipherable.
Oh my God. Time flies with you.
Thank
Last
you.
year, you did a Western Playhouse reading, and the voice seemed a bit familiar. Do celebrity impressions creep into your non-celebrity
Absolutely.
voices?
Absolutely. I'm always taking voices. That's a good thing to do. As a voice actor, always listen. I have a whole collection on my computer of voices. People I've asked to speak into my microphone, record it, and keep it,
Yeah.
Because then I use it later on for other jobs.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have just about one more minute to share the Business Experience Show with Josh Robert Thompson. Josh, what advice do you give to someone who's following you, who's someone who wants to be like you, someone wants to be they're moving from Cleveland to Hollywood? If you could sum up how to make it a better business experience.
Don't step on my toes. Wherever you
Stay
are,
out of my way.
don't steal. You know what? Yeah, don't steal people's jokes. Got someone who just did that recently. No, you know what? I would say make sure that you really love what you're doing. That's key to all of this.
I hear that you have the passion for what you do.
Because YouTube is great, but there's this new generation that is like, we can do it all. And you know what? Be realistic.
Right.
It's great to have dreams, but honestly, be realistic. If you want to be a writer, write. Everything else will fall into place. Don't try to do 50 things at once.
Right.
Honestly, because I tried that. Pick one thing, do it. I do impressions.
Focus.
I don't really, impressions not my main thing, but I've made a career out of that, so I focused on that. That was the money-making thing.
Since you were 5.
Since I was 5, and that's led to everything else.
That's beautiful.
There you go.
Josh Robert Thompson, you can hear more on your website. Give your website in a voice.
JRTvoices.com.